Hi! Welcome to my channel. I am Katie Does It All, and this is my first collab ever. This video is about mommy favorites, 3 mommy favorites, which were very hard to pick. So before I get into what my favorites are, I want you all to check out the links below for the playlist of other collaborators in this video. If you are coming over from the Purple Alphabet channel, hi, I'm Katie, thanks for coming, and I'm a big fan of the Purple Alphabet, so I'm glad you decided to check me out. So yeah, let's get into there's so many things that I would like to talk about as far as toys and places to go, and I've never done one of these videos before. It was really hard to make this list, okay? So I had been changing what my top 3 things were going to be from the day I found out I was going to make this video. My first favorite is going to be a game that I made up with my son, and the reason it's my favorite is because it's my son's favorite. And if you have young children, you know that whatever entertains them is a win. So my son is 3, almost 4, and we made up this game together. Doesn't have a name, but basically driving to school one day, I said, how many lights do you think there are between here and the school? And so it was a guessing game. And then once we knew how many lights there were, I had to change the game. So I was like, okay, how many red lights do you think there are going to be? And it is his favorite game. Okay, he wants to play it every single time we get in the car. His first thing that he always says when we get in the car is, how many lights do you think there's going to be, Mom? And the reason I like this kind of game is because you can apply it at any time, anywhere, for any reason. And it's a little bit educational, but they like it so much that they don't even realize that it's educational. We involve a lot of numbers, we even involve some variables. It explains a lot of difficult concepts to a young age that he can relate to because he's so engaged in playing the game. So it started out with how many lights do you think there's going to be? Then it became, well, how many red lights do you think there's going to be? And then when he starts to ask me to play it at different times, it's like, okay, we're in a different spot now. Do you think there's going to be more lights or less lights? Okay, if we're starting counting at home instead of counting, when we get off the freeway, you know that it's going to have to be more than 5 lights because you're starting further away. You're adding more lights. It's a very complex subject, but he's so interested in playing the game that he's very into it. It doesn't overwhelm him. I'm not forcing him to count. And then we talk about, like, okay, your guess is 3, my guess is 4, so that's a difference of 1. Or sometimes, I'll guess, okay, there's going to be 7 lights, and he'll say, okay, I think there's going to be 7 lights. And that's kind of fun because sometimes we can both be right. So he really likes the game, and there's so many different ways to play it. So that's why it's my favorite, because it's my son's favorite. And you can make this up about whatever you want. That's why it's so much fun. Just make up games. Go play with your kids, right? That's one of the best parts of being a parent. So the next thing about being a parent that's important is, this is my favorite because it is a very good tool. It is a discipline system called the 1, 2, 3 Magic. And if you've heard of it and you don't like it, that's fine. I use it differently than other people who do 1, 2, 3 Magic, and other people do it differently than other people. It's the best way to think about it is a tool to help you teach your child. So I learned about 1, 2, 3 Magic because that is the method that our preschool, since my daughter was in preschool, has used. And there are videos about it, and we have to do assignments about it. So I've learned a lot about 1, 2, 3 Magic, and it can also be applied in schools. the point of 1, 2, 3 Magic is to teach children, not just discipline them. So you're teaching them to make their own choices. You give them a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and then you do what you're gonna do. So they have a warning, they have a chance, they can see that it is their choice, and if they choose to stop at 2, nothing's gonna happen. So it gives them an opportunity to change their behaviors on their own, and over time, when you're consistent, they start to make better choices. That's what I've found, at least. And when I started it, it came naturally. I did this with my daughter before we even entered preschool, and for me it was just kind of like a 3 strikes and you're out, kid, kind of thing. And I started counting 1, 2, 3, and I didn't realize what I was doing. But then when I learned about the program and all of the other parts to it, it really makes sense. It just makes sense to me. The main part of 1, 2, 3 Magic is less talking and less emotion. So instead of yelling with your kids, fighting with your kids, disciplining your kids, you're really just teaching them. You're like an animal trainer. 1, 2, 3, you're done. We're not going to talk about it. I'm not going to argue with you about it because you're a child. So I'm sorry if that doesn't work for you. I hope you find what does work for you, but that is what works for me. And I think that if you haven't heard of it, you should definitely look into 1, 2, 3 Magic. It is a book. There's another book, More 1, 2, 3 Magic. They're very applicable in everyday life. I count kids that aren't mine. When I go volunteer at the school, I count kids. The concept is just what I say is going to happen. So if I say, when I get to 3, I'm walking away and I'm not going to help you anymore, then I do it. If I say, when I get to 3, I'm putting you in timeout, I do it. If I say, when I get to 3, I'm going to tell your teacher that you're not listening, I do it. So the point of 1, 2, 3 is just to show kids that you are consistent and that they can make their choice to behave. So that's what works for me, and it is definitely a favorite. I had to choose it for this video because it's like number 1 on my list of things that I have done consistently. So I decided that my last favorite is going to be, and I'm sorry if this is an obvious one, but the purple alphabet. The last thing is the purple alphabet is my favorite because I think a lot of moms can benefit from watching her channel and getting ideas that are cheap and easy and very educational. And I've been watching her for a while now, and I think that everyone can get a little something out of her videos. So watching different parents do things on YouTube and how they apply it to their own lives is good for me. It's a favorite. It's something that I genuinely enjoy doing, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this video about what I enjoy doing and what my favorites are. So to recap, playing games that we make up, that's a favorite. Disciplining in a way that comes easy and is involved in in kind of a co-op that I can relate to and get advice from, that's a favorite. And watching favorite YouTubers who I genuinely think have brilliant ideas, that's a favorite. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please stick around, subscribe. Thank you so much to the Purple Alphabet for opening this collaboration to everyone, and I hope you go check out the other videos. I know I will be watching them. And keep watching the Purple Alphabet for more brilliant ideas and fun collaborations with fun people. Thanks, guys.